Hello student, we are going to study the biology of class 11th and we are going to start chapter 1, the living world. How wonder is the living world. The wide range of living type is amazing. The extraordinary habitat in which we find living organism, be it cold mountains, deciduous forest, ocean, freshwater lake, desert or hot spring, leave us speechless. The beauty of glossing horse, of the migrating birds, the valley of flowers, or the attacking shark evoke away you and a deep sense of wonder. The ecological conflict and cooperation among the members of population and among the population of the community or even the molecular traffic inside a cell makes us deeply reflect on what indeed a life. This question has two implicit questions within it. The first is a technical one and seek answer to what living is opposed to the non-living, and the second is philosophical one and seek answer to what the purpose of life. As scientists, we shall not attempt answering the second question. We will try to reflect on what is living. First topic, diversity in the living world. If you look around you, you will see a large varieties of living organisms, be it potted plant, insect, birds, your pet or other animals and plant. There are also several organisms that you cannot see with your naked eyes, but they are all around you. If you ever to increase the area that you make observation in the range and the variety of organism that you see would increase. Obviously, if you were to visit a dense forest, you would probably see a much greater number and kind of living organism in it. Each different kind of plants, animals or the organism that you see represent a species. The number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to the biodiversity or the number and the type of organism present on earth. We should remember here that as we explore new area and even old one, new organisms are continuously being identified. As started earlier, there are millions of plants and animals in the world. We know that plants and animals in our own area by their local names. These local names would vary from place to place, even within a country. Probably you would recognize the confusion that would be created if we did not find a way means to talk to each other, to refer to the organism we are talking about. Hence, there is a need to standardize the naming of living organisms such that a particular organism is known by the same name all over the world. This process is called nomenclature. Obviously, nomenclature or naming is only possible when the organism is described correctly and we know that what organism the name is attached to. This is identification. In order to facilitate the study, number of scientists have stabilized the procedure to assign a scientific name to each known organism. This is acceptable to the biologists all over the world. For plant, scientific names are based on agreed principle and criteria which were provided in International Code for the Botanical Nomenclature. You may ask, how are animals named? Animal taxonomists have evolved International Code of Zoology nomenclature. The scientific name ensures that each organism has only one name. Description of any organism should enable the people in any part of the world. The scientist name ensures that each organism has only one name. Description of any organism should enable the peoples in the part of the world to arrive at the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other known organism. Biologists follow universally accepted principle to provide scientific name to known organism. Each name has two components, the generic name and the specific epithet. The system of providing a name with the two components is called binomial nomenclature. This naming system given by Carl Linnaeus is being practiced by a biologist all over the world. This naming system using two-word format was found convenient. Let us talk the example of mango to understand the way of providing scientific name better. The scientific name of mango is written as Mangifera indica. Let us see how it is a biological binomial name. In this name, Mangifera represents the genus, while indica it is a particular species of a specific epithet. Other universal rules of nomenclature are as follows. First, the biological names are generally in Latin and written in italics. They are Latinized or derived from Latin irrespective of their origin. And the second one, the first word in a biological name represents the genus, while the second component represents the specific epithet. Both the word in the biological name, when handwritten, are separately underlined and printed in italics to indicate their origin. The first word denoting the genus start with the capital letter, while the specific epithet start with the small letter. It can be illustrated with the example Mangifera indica. Name of the author appears after the specific epithet, that is at the end of the biological name, and it is written in an abbreviated form. Example Mangifera indica Linn. It indicates that this species was first described by Linnaeus. Since it is nearly impossible to study all living organisms, it is necessary to devise some means to make this possible. This process is called classification. Classification is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient category based on some easily observable characters. For example, we easily recognize groups such as plants or animals or dogs, cats or insects. The moment we use any of these terms, we associated certain character with the organism in that group. What image do you see when you think about dog? Obviously, each one of us will see dogs, not cat. And now if we were thinking Elstanian, we know what we are talking about. Similarly, suppose we were to say mammals, you would of course think of animal with the external ears and body hair. Likewise in the plant, if we try to talk of wheat, the picture in each of our mind will be the wheat plant, not of rice or any other plant. Hence all dogs, cat, mammals, wheat, rice, plants, animal, etc. are the convenient category we use to study organism. The scientific term for these categories is taxa, where you must recognize that taxa can indicate categories at very different level. But plant also form a taxa. Wheat is also taxa. Similarly, animals, mammals, dogs are all taxa. But you know that dog is a mammals and mammals are the animals. So therefore, animal, mammals and dog represent taxa at a different level. Hence, based on the characteristics, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. This process of classification is called taxonomy. External and internal structure along with the structure of cell, development process and ecological information of the organism are essential for the basis of modern taxonomic study. Hence, characterization, identification, classification and nomenclature are the processes that are basic to the taxonomy. Taxonomy is not something new. Human beings have always been interested to knowing more and more about the various kind of organism, particularly with the reference to their own use. In early days, human beings needed to find source for their basic need of food, clothing and shelter. Hence, the earliest classification were based on the use of various organisms. Human beings were since long not only interested in knowing more about the different kind of organism and their diversity, but also the relationship among them. This branch of study was referred to as the systematics. The word systematic is derived from the Latin word systema, which means systematic arrangement of organism. Linnaeus used Systema Naturae as the title of his publication. The scope of systematics was later enlarged to include identification, nomenclature, and classification. Systematics takes into account relational relationships between the organism. Now we are going to study the second topic, taxonomic category. Classification is not a single step process but involves hierarchy of steps in which each step represents a rank or category. Since the category is a part of our overall taxonomical arrangement, it is called taxonomic category, and all categories together constitute the taxonomic hierarchy. Each category referred to as a unit of classification in fact represent a rank and is commonly termed as taxon. The plural word is taxa. Taxonomic category and hierarchy can be illustrated by an example. Insect represent a group of organisms sharing common features like three pairs of joined legs. It means insects are recognizable concrete objects which can be classified and thus were given a rank or category. Can you name other such a group of organisms? Remember, group representing categories. Categories further denote ranks. Each ranks or taxon in fact represent a unit of classification. This taxonomic group or the categories are distinct biological entities and not merely morphological aggregates. Taxonomical study of all known organisms have led to the development of common categories such as kingdom, phylum, or division for the plants, class, order, family, genus, and species. All organisms, including those in the plants and animal kingdom, have a species as the lowest category. Now the question you may ask is how to plant an organism in various categories. The basic requirement is the knowledge of character of an individual or the group of organisms. This helps in identification similarities and dissimilarities among the individuals of the same kind of organism as well as of the other kind of organism.